Good morning and welcome back. For those who haven't been here before, I'm Sal from Crooked Cottage Homestead. Well, it's been more than another minute since our last video, so I thought I would take this opportunity to show you around the homestead and what we've been up to over the last few months. I think the last video we were building shade for our zucchinis and cucumbers, and now all of a sudden we're thinking about frost covers. So it's been a little while. Winter is really starting to set in now. It's middle to late May, and we're hunkering down with the fire going most nights. So anyway, let's get started. I'll show you what we've been up to. Today I'm going to finish planting some of our seed potatoes, and I'm also going to replant some or transplant some broccoli seedlings, because the ones I planted a couple of weeks ago have been eaten. So anyway, let's get started. Well, I'll start off by showing you my very neglected tomatoes that are still going and still producing with absolutely no love or care. I've planted them, I left them, I watered them from time to time, and yeah, they're still producing. So I'm going to leave them amongst the weeds there, and yeah, I'll get rid of them when they stop. So let's start with the bigger beds. In this one here, and I'm going to get or repurpose this bed and put it in another location. The cucumbers were at the front of the spinach here, and I've got another 3-meter bed that I want to put in this spot, and I'll put this smaller one over by the fence. Oh, Scoob. You're a pest. All right, so this here is perpetual spinach. I'm not sure whether I will just rip that out and start again from fresh, or I'll try and save some of that and replant it in the bigger bed, but that's a problem for another day. Right, in this bed I have broccoli, I think, but yeah. Let's have a look. Maybe you can tell me what it is. Take these clips off. Oops. Okay, let's just pull that up. So yeah, I've been having heaps of trouble with bugs, and I don't know why, because they've been netted since the moment I transplanted them. I did have some Brussels sprouts in here that were doing okay, but they were eaten. I think it was by thrip, and you might be able to see some remnants on the inside of the netting here. They were just covered in it. The other thing that I'm really struggling with at the moment is curly grubs. So they are rife in all of our beds, and they're just stunting the growth of a lot of our veggies. They're eating the roots, I think, and I'm not entirely sure how to deal with them just yet. I'm thinking some beneficial nematodes, but yeah, if anyone's got any tips, please let me know. So down here I've planted some spinach. This is our rhubarb that I'm going to have to cover, I think, because the frost, we've only had one frost so far, but the frost will kill it like it did last year, but then it came back. So anyway, I've got some lettuce in here. These are onions. Unfortunately, when I mulched over the top of this bed, Xena came and nosed most of the seedlings out and ate the compost, because it's a pig. But anyway, that's there, a weed, and I think that's a carrot from the last crop. I will get rid of that. In here, some more brassicas. So I've just put in some seedlings in this bed. So let's have a look. Whoops. Up we go. So yeah, so I've just replanted some seedlings in here. I'm not sure how well they're going to do. The broccoli up this end did really well, and I've just harvested 2 heads, and I've left them in hopefully to grow some shoots, and I can just see a little one in there. So yeah, that's our broccoli. So along here I've got a couple of new raspberry plants, and this one here that we planted last season. which has been fruiting, and I just filled a bag for the freezer, and I'll have to come out and pick some more before the birds get to them. But yeah, they're really delicious. Here I planted a brand new one, I think last weekend. And over here, boysenberry. This here is a silver weeping tea tree. Alrighty, so along here I've got onions and spring onions. Over here, this is a bit of a mess. Who knows what I've planted in here? They're either Swedes or turnip. In this bed I've got peas, snow peas and snap peas, I think. Anyway, there's a little snow pea. Yum. And in the front there, just flowers of some descript. I think it was just a mixed flower packet. Garlic is doing really, really well. And up here, this is a brand new bed. Yesterday we filled it with soil, and yeah, it's hydrophobic. So what I've done is, I'm not sure you can see, I watered it really well with wetter soil, but underneath it's still really, really dry. So I'm going to have to mulch that, put a fair amount of compost on that. Yeah, and then some mulch over the top. I've got some broad beans there ready to plant, so I'll do that today as well. My dwarf lemon tree is absolutely kicking goals, as is the dwarf orange. Oh, that's a nice little orange. Oh, and he's split. I don't know why that's happening. Is that like a lack of calcium or something? I'm not sure. I've had 3 do that just as they've started to colour, and they've split. So I think that it's going to require a little bit more research. More dwarf citrus here. So this is a lime, a dwarf almond that will go into a pot, a dwarf, what's it called? A dwarf apricot. That's doing really, really well. And I think this one is a dwarf mandarin. Righty, so here we have my chili. I can't remember what kind of chili it is. It's one of those. I did look it up, and it was 80,000 on the chili scale. So yeah, that's pretty hot for us. I haven't harvested any yet because I still have a heap dehydrated and frozen from last year into harissa paste and chili jam. So that's my finger lime. I transplanted that from one of those round rusted ring beds into the pot a few months ago. I don't know. It hasn't really done anything since I first purchased it, so we'll see. Sorrel. Now, these are my potato beds. I've planted 2 beds yesterday with seed potatoes I got from Bunnings. And in these beds, I'm going to use the potatoes from our last harvest that have started to sprout. So I'm going to do that today. Over here I've got carrots, different types of carrots, some Manchester table. I think I've got something bright red, and of course that's all washed off. Manchester table in that one. I can't remember what they are. Kyoto red, I think these are. And I think they're all year round ones in there. They're looking the best out of all of them. And onions in that one. I feel like in this video I'm showing you more failures than I am successes, but you know, that's the reality. If you don't like seeing failures, then I'm pretty sure this isn't the channel for you, because we have lots. Okay, so I've got some broccoli seedlings that I've been growing in this veggie bag, and they're looking okay. So I'm going to transplant some of them into that bed that I showed you before. In here I've got some silver beets, which has been eaten. I gave it a spray with some neem oil. Don't know how they're getting in. Anyway, see how that goes. And what have we got in here? I can't even remember, but that's also being eaten. Oh, maybe they're earwigs, because there's a little earwig down there. Little bugger. Oh, and it's still got some thrippy looking things going on. You can see a whole heap that I sprayed. I don't know. I'm just about to give up with these things, if I'm being honest. And, oh, I can't do it up. In this one, I have some Chinese cabbage. Also getting eaten. So I've got no idea what's going on with that. But it is looking better than it was. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will continue to do well. Okay, so in this bed, stripped bare. My little seedlings are stripped bare. I've no idea what's eating them. This is new, our own compost that I've put on top of the soil. Yeah, completely gone. They were all broccoli. I don't know what's eating them. Really unhappy about that. So in here we have some purple cauliflower that's actually looking really good. Some cabbage, 2 cabbage plants that are also looking really, really good. Super happy with those. And another purple cauliflower, I think. And there he is, little baby. This bed's also looking pretty good, if I'm being honest. Another really healthy looking cabbage in there. And are there any babies? Where are you? No, not yet. No babies. What about this one? No, no babies. Anyway, I think they're all cauliflowers. So they're looking healthy. No babies yet, but yeah, looking pretty good. Our orchard's looking pretty good. Everything's still alive despite our horrendous clay soil. So I've got a couple of weeks off coming up. So I'm going to get in here and just weed around the base of the trees. Put some more gypsum down and also mulch them. Yeah, so that's a long-term game. We've still got 5 holes that I should have already, but haven't added gypsum to. As you can see, our rain from a couple of weeks ago, and there's still water in that one. So yeah, our soil isn't great for drainage. So we need lots and lots of gypsum. As you can see, we've been planting heaps and heaps of trees. Most of these are, well, all of them are gums, different kinds of gums. And they're doing so well. Obviously gum trees love the clay soil because they were, yeah, most of them are little seedlings. This one here was tiny. Look at it now. Look at that beautiful new growth. This one here is a lemon scented gum. And look how much it's grown. Wow. It's just sprouted up. I think this one over here might be a spotted gum. I can't remember. Oh yeah, spotted gum. There you go. Yeah, that one's doing so well. They're all actually doing really well. We had some donkeys turn up in this paddock and they ate a couple to the ground. They pushed underneath the mesh, and you'll see that's why we've pushed some of the tops over. That one's grown. Oh, what you doing, Scooter? Did you fall over? Yeah. cucumbers were fantastic this year and I didn't want to waste the last of them, so I made a batch of mustard pickles. Well, as you can see, the chook pen is a work in progress still, but we're making progress and that's the main thing. So Rick had finished the other side all the way to the roof, but only done one, the first bottom part of this, and the kangaroo, or kangaroos, not sure, during the night I got in through the doorway and then obviously struggled to get out and they've wrecked this. So this bit's going to have to be replaced. We have the wire, just need the time to do it. And so yeah, so it needs to finish off the tin around the bottom, build the door. We're going to put a roof, which is why we have these kind of different angled cross beams up there. A roof that'll angle down to some guttering on this side, and then a little water tank. Yeah. When we had the donkeys for that week, we used this as a bit of a shelter for them, because donkeys don't have oil in their coats like horses do, so they need shelter. So we had a tarp strung up over the top of this front section, which is why you can see all the hay in here, because this is where we fed them. Yeah. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I think he's done a really good job. Yeah, I really like this rusty tin along the bottom. Yeah, I think it's going to look really cool when it's finished. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully in the next couple of months we'll be able to get some chooks. Soil smells so beautiful and earthy. I have no idea whether I should be taking those sprouts off or burying them, but I'm going to take them off and see what happens. So running out of compost for our new garden bed, we thought we may as well take the opportunity to add in a third bay. That was always our plan, but we just never got around to it. So this bay here is full. I'm not sure you can actually tell, but it's quite full. And this bay here, we've only just started off. So that's got some food scraps, some soil, some hay and some weeds. So that one's just started. The one next to it's about 6 months off. And yeah, I need more compost.
Yep.
So we've got our two sides up. We've lifted it to match this edge. Unfortunately, there's a gap because the bottom of this one has pushed out because it's so full. But that's okay. We're going to cover the inside with corrugated iron anyway. So, and we'll put the plinth on the top. So hopefully it'll all match in nicely. rain. Great for tanks, but not great for working out in it. So we're just going to move everything back into the shed and we'll come back out later. So the issue we have is that nothing's actually level. Even though it is level, it's not, because this is coming out on an angle. It's been pushed out because that one's so full. So we can't get the tin correct. But anyway, it's only that much out, and look, it's a compost bin, so who cares really? I'm pretty happy with that. That bit's obviously been pushed out and it's a little crooked, but it's a compost bay, so yeah, good work, Possum. Well, that's it from us. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed following along and seeing what we've been up to. It has been absolutely pouring here the last couple of days and freezing, with our first lot of temps down to, feels like, below zero. So we've been hunkering down in front of the fire. Sometimes homesteading is hard, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't change it for the world. I love this life and I love our little crooked patch of paradise, but it's not always easy, and I think you just have to accept the successes and the failures and just use them as a learning experience, and that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time.